Well,
I'll just read it off, and you'll have to use your imagination.
No. As I said, it started back up. My stream is running.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, I'm good. In the hopes of, on the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I proffered my Hoey treasure. Oh, I need to get my voice properly back. Okay, me. I'm just making sure that my voice is right.
It's turning to Yoda.
Believe that we would purchase such a rare find. I did not, but I was presented with little alternative.
Is that Indian Yoda? What's happening here?
And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished.
This is one dramatic pause.
The Koban vanished? Hunting around under the table I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened.
And then happened it did. Every time. You heard the gunshot, you mean?
Indeed I did. But I heeded it not, for I was concerned only for finding my absconded Hawaii treasure.
Well, gone.
Nothing could distract me.
Angry Yoda noises.
I can't say it was a surprise the stream crashing harder than Ryunosuke due to nervousness.
Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end?
No.
I see.
He's hopped up on more sugar than anyone I've seen.
Sugar? Oh, right. Yeah, sugar.
That's that lamentable day, the precious Hawaii Koban was lost to me. Oh no, caffeine. That's what I was needing to really think of. He's on all that tea.
Yes, cocaine. I mean caffeine.
Yeah, caffeine.
Cocaine.
No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. Nosa, you got something to say? Huh, buddy?
As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to the Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon.
What?
Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgiving to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Aochi?
Worry not, Your Excellency. Same difference. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make.
Explain.
Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear?
As clear as Curico glass, Your Excellency.
Yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name, Aedo. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Aedo, tension! Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy.
Oh, what the hell? Why a snot bubble?
Round 2. The true culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Huh?
Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was. That young lad in black? That much I myself did see.
Oh my god, he's turning more into Yoda about a second. Furthermore, a visual search of the premise at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. He is Yoda.
Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched an Englishman. Over and out. These testimonies are... Oh, God, he couldn't finish. Wait! That's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all.
Please, enough of these outbursts already.
But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection!
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies.
Ugh.
It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. Really?
Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, Consul?
Indeed, of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, there is only one place set. Well, that doesn't mean that after the incident happened that the person didn't take the other stuff.
Or that that's the table that he was indeed sitting at. Look at the chair.
True. Yeah.
Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. Ugh, this doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. The photographic print of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. A bottle of carbonated water and a steak lunch can be seen on the victim's table.
Yes, carbonated water. Gotcha. Yes, not bubbly. Gotcha.
No, of course not. That's too high class. It needs to be carbonated, not bubbly. I don't understand. What's going on here?
Champagne is bubbly.
It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him.
Do you have photographic evidence? No. Shut up.
Basically. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt.
These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain.
On the testes of Great Britain.
On the testes of Great Britain. To think that I, Takasuchi Auchi, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor.
Okay, Ryudosuke, you doing all right, my buddy?
She was there. I swear. How can this be happening to me? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Renosuke. It is not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma.
Ryudosuke,
The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understood?
I told you combining cooking caffeine would make you see things. Yeah.
Oh.
Rules can be so unbending at times.
Okay, so now we gotta do the actual hard part. The true culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing.
Yes! What?
No. It's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so.
Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked.
Did you?
Did you see it? Did you see me blink?
How could I?
And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I did blink. No, it's not. So, there you have it. No, I do not.
Have what? Daejeon! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman.
I think that says it all. Don't you?
Grrr.
And let us not forget that the antiques dealer witnessed the accused in the most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so, Korakura-san?
They better stop putting ... dots, because I'm waiting. Every time.
Well, to me, that's just them making a noise.
Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man.
Excuse me, my good sir. It's Yoda, it is. Yes, pointing his gun. Yes. See?
Yes. It may be true that I was holding the gun at that point in time. But I've told you already. That's only because I picked it up off the floor.
Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away. Yeah, I'm wondering why...
I had just finished drinking my coffee.
Why is Ark constantly pushing the button for all this, or is this automatic?
What? Oh, yeah, no, I'm definitely pushing the button.
Why are you doing it for every moment?
Because it reveals more information, and I don't know which moment is actually going to give me the information that I need.
Oh,
it gives me more evidence.
Ola's in it too.
Hello there. I had just finished drinking my coffee, and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet. So I picked it up. And at exactly that moment, bang! A gunshot rang in my ears.
Huh. full of events beyond our control. Life is.
Sorry? What do you mean, Yoda?
In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas, conversely, I failed to pick up the Koban from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. Oh. Anyway, the fact remains. Myself, I did see you. With pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner.
Standing over? What? But I wasn't standing over him. Furthermore, a visual search of the premise at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. No, because here's the thing. How could I have been pointing at it at his back if I was standing over him?
Right. It's called gun safety. Exactly.
But yeah,
granted,
that's
this is ancient Japan where guns were still fairly new.
Yes. You must have noticed something else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there. Here we go again.
As you have been at pains to point out time and time again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear.
Good for you.
And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman.
Arg. If only there'd been more people dining in there at the time. There's someone else that would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know, of course the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect.
Brother.
What?
Didn't the business card have 4 seats at the table that the guy was dead on? However, the table that was taken a picture of only had 2 seats?
2. Yeah.
Contradiction.
Okay, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Pressing all the wrong buttons. Yeah, this one's facing away.
Well, yes, it's facing away, but there's missing 2 chairs.
Yeah, that's true. It's only 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat.
Oh, God. Also, the angle that the picture was taken, you see the table in the background when... Well... No, yeah, I don't think you'd be able to see a table in the background with the position on the X.
Well, no, the position of the X says that there should be 4 chairs at that table. But here there's only 2.
Right, but if you see in the background, there's another table, which unless it's being taken from the upper left corner of that table, which doesn't make any sense.
Or upper right.
Well,
so in other words, if you're taking it from this perspective right here,
yeah, but
you
that
see
would mean
this chair and then this chair.
Well, no, the problem would be with that is the guy would be dead on the opposite side of the table.
No, there's no way that this is true because of that other photograph. He would have been in this chair here. Oh, true.
Yeah,
I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day and why he was alone.
Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason.
You forgot the yes. There was?
This was found in the victim's jacket pocket.
What is that, Counsel?
No, that's your cursor. It's like a teardrop on the guy's eye.
I'm crying.
It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would have seemed that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant.
Hoda Clinic. Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. How did you check that? You don't have the internet. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. The very day of the incident.
So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really had no bearing on the case. Not like it was in his pocket or something.
I wonder. What do you think, Rinosuke? Oh, sorry, you're talking to me? Well, it is hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Should I ask for Dr. Wilson's medical report card to be submitted to the evidence?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Always.
Yes.
Always. If I may, I would like to ask for that medical report to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency.
On what grounds? 'Cause I said so. The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection!
Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues.
These nuts grounds.
Suck it.
I beg your pardon?
I said suck it. You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence.
Of these nuts.
Very well. The court will grant the defendant's request for him to suck these nuts. Later.
Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend.
You're a disturbing trend, these nuts. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. Also, add another one for the Auchi, who's now having to suffer some burns. Oh my god.
The victim's medical report card has been entered into the court record.
Yay! What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you.
Huh. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you.
What does that even mean?
Or perhaps you'd forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. They would leave many room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Korakuda-san.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman. Dining all by himself?
So we know this is the one that I'm going to have to present against, but we're going to see if there's more evidence first.
I was going to speak, but it's
So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone.
That I did. Forgive me for the position I place you in.
So, the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well.
Yep.
As can clearly be seen, there is only one single beefsteak on the victim's table. A meal for one. Such a beefy steak.
No. The antiques dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they are all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. Oh, if I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea.
Look, if it's about the steak, it's a glistening beef steak. It's thick, it's juicy. It's
just like the surgeon was having before everything was happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Almost like they took a picture of the wrong table. Therefore, no one other than the black cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out.
Yes!
Yes! That's true! Wait, what? Why aren't you telling the truth? What? What did you say, cadet? I clearly remember. Mm-hmm. There was a woman sitting across the table from the... Yeah, it is. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed. But for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion, that's just not possible.
She was just such a
for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone. That's right.
Mozan. Precisely. In other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady. Well, she is shrouded in shadows every time we see her.
True. It's Miss Peacock. She murdered the body. But I...
If such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof.
Okay.
It's Muzin. Run, it's Muzin! He'd like the Muzin. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made.
Okay.
It is a blatant waste of the court's time.
There's nothing I can say to that.
Yeah, just find evidence of the woman.
Yes. And now I go back. Excellent work, Rinosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I do. Speak for yourself, Rinosuke. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? Yes. This is a brand new piece of evidence. Brand new, fresh.
The beautiful evidence.
So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail? Huh? How exactly? Simply press E. You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Press space, and you can take a closer look at that piece in question. Use
up, left, down, right, A, B, select start.
To rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using WASD.
Oh, because you can't use your mouse, you gotta use the arrows.
Right? You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missing before.
Okay.
Woo, woo, woo. If the crosshair starts to pulsate, press space to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more detail.
Oh, yes.
Oh, right. I'll see what I can do. Back away. I need to use and space to inspect areas that look suspicious.
Why do we make it sound like he's getting aroused by new evidence? New evidence.
Click. It says Hoda Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics. Almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection. Is that how you say that? In my right arm.
Yes.
I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life. Most people would give their right arm to have only one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is the clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Whee!
Whee! Dentist.
Wait,
oh, he went to the dentist.
It looks like this medical report card was first issued quite some time ago. It's probably a record for a long-term treatment, that's why. With a family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine. Going to a doctor, I mean. As long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors, then? Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine, they give you painful injections, and then they demand a lot of money from you for the privilege, all when you're at your lowest ebb.
He's not wrong.
You sound like a model patient. With a bad case of stubbornness, no less. For which the only cure is very bitter medicine indeed. Healthy curiosity.
Achievement unlocked.
Wait.
The date was blank to me.
Oh, God.
Oh, the date. What's the date say?
Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history.
Oh, God. We're going one
and
by
there's
one.
an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he'd had a bad tooth removed.
Wait.
Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief.
He couldn't have a steak.
Yes. Thank you, brother. Yes. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you from feeling pain. Oh, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner. Medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthesia effects have passed. Wait, really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. The medical report card's information has been updated in the court record. With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely. Duh.
All right, what did
Also,
you guys
before
say
that,
again?
What's going on? Huh? Hold on. I need to go examine something real quick.
What are you examining? Oh.
Ooh.
Chief Inspector.
Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look. You see that it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga? Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title. His job? Whoa! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth? I have no idea. Well, let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here... Interesting. Cool.
Yeah, the
Also,
waiter is
there was
not
something
who he
else.
says he is. He's not a waiter.
Yeah. This plan of the restaurant raises a number of questions, I think. Definitely! It's supposed to show the relative position of everything in the moments following the incident. But there's nothing to show the woman you say saw it. Exactly, and that's not all. Look here in the upper left where it says kitchen. Oh yes, what of it? No one would use those complicated characters to write kitchen, especially not if they were in a hurry. You mean you don't remember those characters yourself, don't you? Study harder, Renosuke. Hey. Entrance. Okay, well, it's the same thing. Never mind. Thank you. Okay. Backing away of that.
Yeah.
I want to see if there is... Nope, can't do anything with that.
That one you kind of can. Oh. Single bullet fired, close range, fatal hemorrhage.
Yep. So I can't do anything yet. So yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young man in black, that much I did see.
This one.
For the more visual evidence to confirm that they were the only personnel present, no. Didi was alone, the Englishman, dining all by himself.
Yes, that one. He can't have food or drink. He can't have been dining by himself if he couldn't dine.
Yes!
Yes! Well, I think,
About what are you, wittering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer?
I wish I could, but first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Rinosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it.
Really?
Thanks, Kazuma. I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully. You knew exactly what it is you wanted to say.
Huh?
Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking.
All right, building Ryunosuke's confidence. Gotcha.
All right. And thanks for the advice. Whew. These nuts. Korakuda-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim.
I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy?
Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. God, every time. Something clearly doesn't add up.
Objection!
Dear me, dear me. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur?
Sorry, what?
You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel.
But
Let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. It's not true.
But that's Remember, Rinosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point.
Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial further. The witness's testimony the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil.
This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that?
What? The outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant?
Perhaps because Hoda Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic.
A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me?
Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted.
What's this now?
And furthermore, if I told you that as a result, the victim had been forbidden from eating.
Huh?
Just what are you trying to say, cadet? He had orders not to eat? So what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off.
What? No, that can't be...
Korakuda-san,
What, boy? What?
as you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all.
No?
Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of anesthesia. Expertly done, partner. Oh, the baby's so cute.
What is this nonsense, you little upstart? Ugh. These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. Yeah, actually, this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table. Yes, but he's not allowed to eat.
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic?
How dare you?
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Rinosuke? Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, that pun.
So, having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beefsteak?
It was the woman with the
The
knife.
court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel? Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Oh, all right. The answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So,
The eyes darting get me
the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been the victim himself, me, two witnesses, or an as yet unknown third party.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's gonna have to obviously be this one. Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table. You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person. There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it.
Yeah.
We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, I will slice all of you in half and have no regrets about it. We will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrieval. Relentlessly.
Retrial.
Kazuma. Oh, retrial.
Are you insane?
Yes. Did you not hear me about cutting you in half?
You would take on the government?
For Rinosuke? Absolutely. Don't worry, counsel. I have no issue with you.
What do you mean?
I have issue with them. Those two witnesses in the stand.
What?
What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury. And, since this is a murder trial, perjury! You will be deemed complicit within the killing.
Complicit? In murder? No!
I don't know why I took Gamer's shoe, but damn! Hold it! Negative! There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. What tactical meeting? I was just following orders.
That's right, as the man says. Just as you never saw the government. The
What?
woman.
What?
Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us. Oh.
What? What did you just say, Karakuda-san?
No, no.
You were just following orders?
Now, hold on, lad. I was,
Say you never saw the gentlewoman? When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What?
Objection!
What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you pair?
Just one. Just one simple slip of the tongue. Order, order. Counsel, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth.
Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this.
Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut?
well,
That's classified.
Ow.
So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you?
That's painful.
You wouldn't.
Look at this.
This can't be happening.
Stand on it for a
Rinosuke.
second, bro.
Wait, what?
You didn't see what was happening with the defendant or the witness?
The baby pulling on his mustache?
Yeah, that's freaking painful.
Oh, that's right. You have a mustache. You'd understand. I don't. Judging from the way they're reacting to this. There it is. I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Ouchie had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas about who might be behind all of this?
Yes.
If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit.
Yes.
I think we have an idea. So, we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut?
We know the cough up blood.
Exactly. Of course, we'll need evidence before we can make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever really did wield his or her power here. But how? How could we possibly... Remember how we made progress before? Before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh, yes. That's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it?
Let's do it again.
We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. Go now. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe.
Please, wait. Your Excellency. I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing.
And what does the defense have to say about all this? Well, Your Excellency. No time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes in my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses is Kazuma, Yujin, Aiuchi, Wilson,
Yes.
Hosonaga, Nosa, Korakuda. Definitely this guy. Oh, it's R. Yes! Well, surely that would be Saratoru Hosanaga-san.
Satoru.
Hosanaga-san? The waiter who took the stand earlier?
Objection!
Poppycock!
You deserve these nuts, man.
What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence.
For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter.
What? If he truly were?
Come on, Rinosuke. Time to hit the court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosanaga-san's real identity as proven by this evidence right here.
Yes!
The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure what we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency. That's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon? I'm too drunk for this. Or perhaps I should have said the front. Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling details is.
Huh.
Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hosanaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession. His true profession. The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses there in the stand.
Huh?
Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene?
Oddly enough, the waiter giving the orders.
Oh, I get it. Who? Oh. Excuse you. Inspector Hosanaga. How did you get on the stand?
I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility.
The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence.
Oh, well.
Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court office at once.
Of course. Here you are. Damn.
Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card.
I knew what the problem was. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you mean to say you really are a detective?
But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course. Your salary must be...
I was working undercover.
Undercover?
Yes. There have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter working undercover.
Incidents at the restaurant? Kind of incidents.
That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide.
Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga. But you will elaborate on one point for the court.
Of course, Your Excellency.
We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct?
Correct, Your Excellency.
Unbelievable. As I suspected. Ah!
Oh no!
What's happening?
As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an English woman. Wait, that can't be right.
Why not?
Because the guy was dead in the seat right on the side of the steak, and he couldn't have been eating that.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that he saw the student with the gun in hand.
Right, but the woman would not be on the other side of the table. The woman would be in the chair that the man was dead in. Where the steak was. She would have been eating the steak.
Yeah, that's a fair point. So the truth comes out.
I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders.
Special orders? You mean to say?
Remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders.
But what if the Englishwoman was the killer?
I think it would be in everyone's best interests not to pursue that idea.
Huh?
The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil to name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect. Well, Without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question.
So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right.
Huh?
One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Cosmo? UMA University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young English woman. What? You're a shrewd man. Oh.
I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour.
You mean...
When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first.
Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector.
The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Jezebel Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of UMA University's medical faculty. What? What is happening here? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene. Except the stake! And ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies.
The kid being pushed back down by Nosa.
Just off to the side. Yeah. It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with this situation.
Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
Objection!
But, Your Excellency! That would mean missing the noon deadline of ruling an order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions.
Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector Hosanaga.
Yes, sir.
You will locate this Jezebel Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency.
At once, Your Excellency. But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly.
So, it won't be a problem?
Nothing will get in my way. Okay, he's put on the cool guy look, but the blood, come on.
Court will be adjourned briefly, and for the love of God, take care of that cough. The prosecution must call the English student Jezebel Brett to the witness stand.
Jezebel Brett.
Do I make myself clear?
Now, in these games, yes, You know, in these games, the names are always some level of pun dealing with the person. Your Excellency!
Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. So what's the pun for judge?
Just judge, honestly.
What's the pun for judge? The fact that he's a judge, I don't know.
That's pretty much. That's actually pretty much what it is. The pun is the fact that he's a judge.
I am judged. Okay, what's your name, Judge? Sir Judge. You're Judge? Yes. Judgment of Judge has been given.
His last name's Ment.
Ment, yes. Judge Judgment, yes. Sir Judgment.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight, and barring all those technical difficulties...
Save?
Let's save here. Let's kiss goodbye this hilarious proceedings.
Oh my god. Judgment.
Thank you all for joining, and until next time, don't be judging, because Judge Judgment might be there right behind you. Have fun, everyone.
Always watching. These nuts! And on my end, thank you all so much for joining us on this grand adventure. And until next time, remember to stay safe and don't get lost in the abyss.
Stay safe.
Ignore that.